Welcome to Missin the Homies. This is the show where I bullshit with my homies back in the same hotel room, same fit, same everything. A day late, a day later, and a new homie. Kieran, welcome.
Hi, pleasure to be back.
Thank you.
Didn't think I would get a call back after my first year, but I'm glad that the ratings were good enough. Happy to
Kieran,
be
this
here.
this is your third time,
Are you
right?
sure? I think it's just two.
Hmm.
Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Oh, I'm sorry about the second time if I blacked out the entire time.
Hey, you know what? I thought it was three because literally this whole time I was like, wow, Kieran's one of the few people who's done it three times. But yeah, you know what? Maybe you're right. Maybe you didn't do the
I
first
don't know.
year.
Well, I'm happy to be here.
Anyways, happy happy to be hanging. How are you hanging on this oh wait, let's oh wait. Yeah, whoa, we're getting real laxed with the rules this month. Next time I'll have a full bev to crack. Um, but so, what's up? How are you hanging this Sunday? You said you're dog sitting?
Yeah, Sarah's parents are up north, so we're just hanging out at her parents' place. It's kind of fun to play house. They got all the nice kitchen and food in their fridge, and just like it's nice to just kind of relax in a different spot for a little bit. And plus, Sarah's dog's adorable. She might make an appearance. Sarah's about to leave for like a little bit, so the dog is hella anxious. I wouldn't be surprised if she comes in the room in a few minutes.
What's the dog's name again? I forget.
Lola.
Lola. Aw.
Yeah.
So, okay. So let me get my thoughts out first, and then we just go forward because so this
Yeah.
month, like I said, trying to not take the structure so seriously, but not try. I'm trying to not let this stress me out, but also
Hmm.
with the time that I am sitting in this, I'm trying to be like very focused and very purposeful. So,
Cool. Yeah.
um, last month, Steve and my cousin Melanie were like, "Oh yeah, how come I'm not getting interviewed?" And I'm like, "Hmm, I never thought of this as an interview, but like
Yeah. Yeah.
looking back at this at the after the fact because this felt like I mean what it's turned into is like a continuation of should we do a podcast, which is where I was sort of just finding the other person's in my whole goal for should we do a podcast was getting the other person to ramble how I ramble
Right. Okay.
about
Nice.
whatever they're interested in. But I was like, I think because like Steve was not the first person to be like, I don't know what I'm like supposed to be doing for this. I'm like, there's not
Right.
anything you're supposed to be doing. It's just like it started as like just bullshitting between the two of us. But now I'm like,
Mhm.
I don't know. I think it is sort of like a low key informal interview of sorts.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so I think I'm gonna be also what I thought was I don't have like a good way to end the episodes. So I think what I'm gonna
Mhm.
do is end these episodes with like a question for you to
Cool.
noodle on, and then we just start from there next time.
Okay.
So
Okay. It's
that's
a little cliffhanger.
yeah, little cliffhanger. So I have something, not
Right.
very not not too intense, but so that's I think what we're gonna do this month. Topic wise,
Mhm.
don't know. Are we
Yeah.
still thinking X-Men? Because
Well, I will say I've been reading for the last like 4 hours, so I'm ready to talk about X-Men at some point. I'm almost done with the first of the three Ed Piskor books.
so I
Been
guess
grinding.
I guess where are you at this month? Paint me the picture of what your next month is gonna look like. Because I know you're
So,
like
yeah.
apply
So
you're
as you know, I'm in my fourth year of med school, and I am just finishing up with kind of my hard rotations and going into interview season. So interviews for residency, I have like a bunch. It's not a bunch, but I have some over the next 3 months. So kind of intermittently throughout the month, I'll have interview days. But otherwise, I'm kind of just chilling, trying to refocus my life after kind of just having months of having to be in different hospitals and different expectations. It'll be nice to kind of chill otherwise, besides prepping for interviews. And that's a lot of work too, but they're exhausting. So those interviews I'll be kind of tired, but otherwise I think it's like get back in a better routine of stuff, like exercise, have daily habits, like trying to make sure I'm getting in a better pattern of doing those things that I know make me feel good, but sometimes fall by the wayside when work demands get pretty high.
Hell yeah. So what are your daily like boxes that you tick? Because I'm recently on, shout out my man Rick, my therapist. We got on
Yeah,
some daily checklists. I mean, he's not so much on the daily stuff, but I like to have something to do daily that, like you said, makes me feel better. So what are your daily?
for sure.
Oh, fuck. I'm all good.
So I check my boxes literally. I have a planner that I fill out like every day, pretty much. Maybe not every day, but like I have it. It's always in my bag. It's always with me.
Sick.
And so one set is school stuff. So there's just like different like tasks I need to complete, like whether that's finishing up a homework assignment or reaching out to someone, whatever. So I have that changes every day based on what I have to actually do.
Yeah.
And then I have like a daily kind of, and the dailies are read of something like something like for my pleasure at some point, whether that's like I have like Audible on my phone that I have some like ebooks on that if I'm just like have a minute to just read, that's fine. Or if like I like to try to read before bed, so if something happens then if I read then that's fine. Just like it's kind of a reminder, because I think sometimes if I don't write it down, I'll go like a week or two without reading, and then it's like, oh, like I kind of want to make sure I'm doing this every day.
No, I feel that I have like a little I don't have a I've never been good with like a planner. Like Nay is like you. She is full on, like she lives and dies by her planner. But I have like a little journal that honestly it's not even like a to-do. I don't have any to do. It's kind of just like, oh, I need to write something down. That's where I've been putting stuff, because I have to-do lists fucking everywhere. But okay, so Reed, do you have like a set time, or are you just like read something?
It did, like honestly, there's this last couple of months it's been rare during the workday that I'll have like, I mean, work day, I'm going to school, I'm not getting paid, so it's rare during the school day that I'll have like a little bit of time to read, because like usually we kind of are working through lunch or taking a very quick lunch and getting back to work, because you kind of go home once you're done with your work, so it's like kind of grind until you're done. But on some rotations it's like I can take a break during lunch, and also this last couple months there's like lecture during lunch most days, so there's not really a time to myself. So if I have time during lunch, or if I have a slow morning and I have a little bit of time while like I drink my tea, or usually it's at night though, so kind of like I kind of keep my books by my bed, but it depends what I'm reading. Like this comic book I'm not.
So you're not
bed, like,
that you can't fucking take anywhere, bro. Like
no.
I grabbed one. This shit is inconvenient. Look at the size of this.
It is beautiful though. It is. I know it's massive, but
okay, so you got reading.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So you got reading, like
So reading, I think I have 4. So Spanish, I'm trying to keep up with my Spanish. I don't really like my brother speaks Spanish, and Sarah speaks Spanish, but like I don't really interact with that many other people that speak Spanish unless I'm like working with a patient who's Spanish speaking. But if I don't have a chance to actually use my Spanish during the day, I try to make sure I'm practicing, whether that's like Duolingo or just like going to like BBC Mundo and reading an article on like some of our, just trying to practice that a little bit. That one I have fallen off a little bit. I had like a 250-day streak on Duolingo, but I fell off during my emergency medicine rotation because the hours were weird. Yeah. And I haven't gotten really sick on that, so.
And
maybe I'll try to get a 30-day streak this month.
Oh yeah.
30, how many days this month? 30? Yeah, I'll have a 30-day streak this month.
In November? Yeah, 30.
So we'll keep up with that. We'll see how I do.
We'll check back in.
Yeah. And then third one is exercise, which I definitely don't do every day, but it's just a box try to check. That's like working out at home, or I have like a stationary bike that I bought that I actually really fuck with. It's nice to just like watch TV. I like to honestly. That's kind of the way I've been watching most of my Marvel content. Not the new shows like Loki. I'm trying to like sit and actually like really watch, but Daredevil in particular I'm watching right now. Like that's like kind of a fast enough paced show that I like.
You can get your heart pumping.
Exactly, and I can like kind of it's like action paced enough that I'm like able to focus and like be engaged with it the whole time. So I'll just watch my show while I ride the bike, or I play soccer a couple nights a week. So that's those check the boxes as well.
Sick.
Yeah. So that one definitely not an everyday thing, but I'm trying to get that at least a few times a week. And then the fourth one is.
What do the doctors say? What do the doctors say?
The doctors? I mean, it
how
depends
much
on what
how much exercise per week?
For kids, they say 60 minutes of play a day. That's what you should be doing. The NFL play 60. But I think, I mean, yeah, if someone's like going for a walk like 3 or 4 times a week for a half hour, then we're happy about that. It's I don't even know the exact numbers. Mostly with kids, it's most of the kids I'm working with are active in general. So
adults, they're like whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I'm honestly done working with adults officially. My last rotation last month was emergency medicine, and that was an adult rotation. Thank you. And now I like have applied peds. My interviews are coming up for peds.
Hell yeah!
I'm just hanging out with the kids from now on. So,
dude, that's awesome. Are you? Does that feel cool to like be closer to what you want to be doing full time?
Definitely. It's nice to, because there's, I mean, just like any, like in college, there's like general ed recs you need to get. It's like kind of the same event. Like you need to do a surgery rotation. You need to do
you gotta taste everything to like know what you want to do. Which
I liked, and I mean, I've enjoyed pretty much everything. There's been days or different experiences I haven't enjoyed, but in general, I've enjoyed it all. But it does feel nice to like be on one track at this point, and I can only really further specialize from here. So it's nice to kind of narrow in a little bit and start gaining experience. Because I mean, like it's helpful to know some of the like random surgery facts, but like realistically, like that's not going to come up in my day to day. Like
it's more just so for trivia.
Different tools and the sutures, yeah, exactly. But like all this ped stuff I'm learning, I was like, okay, like this feels like every day that I go to school and I'm like in the hospital, I'm learning something. It's like this could like very likely be useful many times down the road. So it feels good to like go into work and feel like I'm really
learning something that's gonna pay off down the road multiple times over, like you said.
Exactly.
Oh.
And you mentioned trivia. That actually leads into my 4th daily goal, which is kind of seasonal, or not seasonal. It's based on the time of the year because I think I've told you I'm in an online trivia league, but they run for like 5 weeks at a time, then they take like a month or 2 off. And so if there's no trivia that day, like I'm not like, oh God, I need to go to the bar and do a bar trivia.
I need to do a trivia.
I am in a bar trivia league with my friends here in Ann Arbor, but otherwise it's just like I have my trivia. And that's honestly more so because it's like a head-to-head competition. It's not like general like answer these questions. And so if I don't check that box, then I forfeit the match. And it's just for fun. There's no money or anything in it. It's just like But
that does add a little pressure to like actually do it.
Yeah. And so honestly, I've played now. And so it's 5 weeks. There's maybe like 4 to 6 seasons in a year. I've been playing since I was before med school, so I'm on my 4th year now. And I've never gone a whole season, 25 match days, Monday through Friday, 5 weeks. I've never gone a whole season without forfeiting 1 to 2 times, which this season I was so committed. And then the first week I forfeited twice, and it was. So we'll see. I don't know when the next season starts. I think it's maybe the end of this month. So I don't think there's going to be much to follow on that this month. But
how many questions is it? Like how?
It's 6 questions. It's a cool setup. Yeah. You like you're given. I don't know. There's probably like 30 categories, and so all my stats over the time that I've been playing for 4 years, I've probably done like maybe 1,000 questions total. I don't know if that math is right, but anyway, it tracks my stats. Like okay, like all my American history questions, like I've gotten like 30% of the American history questions right, but I've gotten like 45% of the science questions right. So it's like those stats are available, and then when you go head to head,
You can
There will be
see the
six
other
questions.
person's.
Yeah, and so you award points based on how likely you think that other person will be to get the question right. So if like they ask if I'm playing you and they ask a question about Spider-Man, and even if I don't know the answer, if I'm like, okay, like there's no way this guy. I mean, that's a little too specific, but there's no way this
Right.
person won't know the answer. Then like I give that one a 0, and then so even if like there's been days when like I've gotten 4 questions right, and my opponent's gotten like I mean, that's I've gotten like 2 questions right. My opponent's gotten 4 questions right. But based on like the math that, or the way I've scored the points, I've actually won. So it's a fun little game.
That
But
seems
totally.
that seems so complicated, but honestly, that it sounds like a more complicated trivia crack. Throwback to
Yeah,
trivia crack, bro.
those were the days.
It sounds cool
Um,
though.
yeah,
How,
yeah.
did you?
Are you doing trivia? Sorry, go ahead.
No. Okay, but we there's the bar right around the corner from us. Did we?
Yeah, yeah.
Did we take you guys there?
I don't think is
Yeah, yeah,
that's not the
yeah.
place where we got fun.
That
Oh,
is
is it?
that's where we went with uh Kari and your mom and Peter. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So I've wanted to join a trivia league, like a bar league,
Yeah, yeah.
for the longest time, but like my schedule has never been consistent. So
Right.
um I'm hopefully hearing back from the place that I have been temping at.
Yeah.
Um, I interviewed a couple of weeks ago for a permanent position. So fingers
Cool.
crossed. They wanted to fill the position by the end of the month, but like they know I'm out of town. So hopefully I'll hear something next week. I mean, I have a meeting that I'm going to Wednesday, so I am hoping that they're like, "Hey, welcome to the team." Um,
Nice. Hope so. I'm rooting for you, dude. We'll follow up on that too.
Appreciate it. Yeah. Well, hopefully we'll have some news next week. But so I want to join that trivia league because I think they do it every Thursday. But like,
Cool. With your coworker?
no, in our neighborhood.
Oh, the one at the okay. Yeah, I got
Yeah,
you. I got you.
yeah. Because that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
Love trivia.
Well,
Um,
if you want to
okay.
join my online group, you definitely can.
Yeah, dude, send me a link. I mean,
Yeah,
that sounds super manageable. Like 6 questions, and then you said it's every day or five
it's
days a
Monday
week.
through Friday. Yeah, Monday through Friday. So honestly, it's like if you can get into a nice routine, like wake up, have your coffee, and like just do your trivia. It's a nice little way to start the day.
See, I really loved doing the Wordle when the Wordle was hot,
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
fell off so hard. And then what's the other one that you, Sarah, and May do?
Yeah,
The
hashtag ad for Connections by the New York Times. It's great.
so is that the one that has the what's it 7 letters?
No, no, that's the spelling bee. I love the
Oh,
spelling bee.
okay.
Connections is I think Renee plays it. I don't know if you were there when I was telling her about it, but it's like a
Yeah,
four by four grid.
I've heard you guys talk about connections, but
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen Nate play the spelling bee. Okay, so what's
Mm-mm.
connections?
Connections. It's a 4x4 grid, and then do you want me to spoil today's just as an example?
Yeah, I'm not gonna play it.
Okay, well, fine, you might like it.
Oh my gosh,
But like,
what if I did it and I'm just like, nay, is this good? Just like solved.
but like today, it's like I already did it, but so you can only split. So it's just like it'll be a 4x4 grid, and then you got
Gotcha.
to get
Also, today's
there's
Renee's birthday. If you haven't hit her up.
I did text her. Thank you.
Okay, gotcha.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm excited, after we talk about this, I'm excited to hear what your guys' plans are for the day.
Oh, yeah.
But like it's just like random, not random. There's words and they're four. You end up trying to figure out 4 groups of 4. So like one of the categories was, and you don't find out the category until you get all 4 correct.
Right.
And, like you match them together. But there's like body, bridge, fret, and neck. And so like those are all. I got that right. They're all guitar parts.
I was gonna say guitar. Fret,
Yeah.
and neck sounds like guitar. Okay.
Right. Yeah. But another category today was mishmashes, and the actual answers were a hash, a jumble, a medley, and a stew. But like I don't know, body could maybe fit into there, and so you're trying to figure out like which one's which, and like maybe another way, like I don't know, a stew could fit with confront. Like they're both like maybe you're stewing or you're confronting. Like I don't know. It's just like words you're trying to figure out like which way
Oh,
do they
oh,
actually go together.
oh, oh. Okay.
Because I think that's the challenging part is like how do these patterns actually work? Like is this
Ooh.
like part of a movie, or is it like is like a movie title, or is this like a verb that like it meets this category? So it's a fun game. It's honestly hard. It's really hard,
I was gonna
but
say
it's a
that
good
one.
little.
That one sounds more up my alley because I'm so like
Mm,
that's why I was so bad with like words with friends. Honestly, Wordle. I was so bad at Wordle, but like I enjoyed word.
mhm.
I enjoyed the puzzle aspect of the Wordle. Like I wasn't doing it to put words. I was like putting in the different combinations. I was like, oh, okay. If I put, because my starting word was always oceans. I was like, I'm gonna knock all of the vowels at like almost all the vowels
Yeah,
out,
yeah,
and then I was like, I was brute forcing the Wordle, like because I like,
right.
uh, so okay, maybe I will try connections, because
Do a little pre-pod connection.
yeah, we both sit in the waiting room and we're just working on the connection. um, Hell yeah. Okay, so you have your read, you have your exercise,
Yeah.
you have your Spanish, and you have your trivia.
Yep, that's it. Those are the four. And I have another section of like long-term things, like things I need to do, um like maybe like gifts I need to buy, or like tasks I need to complete that I know are not like things that need to be done now. But
Mhm.
that's more long-term. I like try to update that because there's like a little weekly section of my planner. I live
So
and die by the planner.
okay, so I was gonna say, so all of this lives in your planner.
Yeah, it's a physical little book that I keep in my bag and take it to work every day.
Hell yeah, Cabrini really like that Catholic school really.
I know. It's the same
In
size and everything. I use that same size. It's not the same book, but it's basically the same book because it's the same size and everything.
I love it. I feel like I don't think I could do a planner, but I'm so sticky note. I'm sticky note and whiteboard everywhere. I mean,
Yeah,
you stayed in
you are.
in my office.
You have no sticky notes.
Which by
And
which
it's
by the
working
way,
for you.
yeah, I mean, different strokes. I was gonna say, how was the air mattress? Because I feel like I think it's on its way out.
It wasn't great, but it like worked. Honestly, it was weird because like when we fell asleep, I think we worked the whole. I mean, we didn't work. We were going hard the whole day though, and then once we went to sleep, we were pretty. I think we just like didn't move that much. But then we
Mhm.
get up around so like around when I probably would like first like awake for a second at like 5 a.m. and it was totally fine. But then I think probably after that we were both like rolling around a little bit more in the bed or like changing positions more. And somehow like after changing positions, it was just like deflate and it was like
It's just like slow. Okay.
oh
Because I feel like it's not popped, but it's definitely
right.
leaking.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. It was a weird leak though, because like yeah, like I said, it wasn't like a consistent leak. It was only it felt like it was only in the middle like early in the like early morning, like or very late evening after we've been sleeping for a few hours already.
Interesting. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
I just meant to ask you that earlier. Yeah. Have you been to Seattle? Have you guys been to Seattle?
Oh, no, I haven't. Sarah maybe has. One of her college roommates lived in Portland, Oregon, so and she's been over that way. And her parents lived in Seattle for a while
Hmm.
after they graduated from college because they met in college and moved to Seattle. I don't know if they moved together or if they just like both happened to move and it was with that idea in mind. I know.
Hmm.
It worked out though.
It's
Now I'm in that.
now you're in and
How is
now
Seattle though? What have you been up to?
Seattle's been awesome. We did not plan accordingly. We didn't pack coats because we looked at the weather. We're like, it's 50. We live in Chicago. We live in the Midwest. We're 50's good. Like 50's a light jacket weather. Wrong. We like got off the plane and I was like, thank God I like have my layers. And then we were gonna go to Mount Rainier, which I like didn't know how to do it on here. I'll have it fixed for next time, because I'll just send you pictures after. But like this is the furthest on the West Coast I've ever been. Like
Yeah.
before, before I had been to Colorado, but like now I'm fully on the West Coast. I can say I've made it. Um,
Nice.
I've touched both coasts. Um,
Wow.
but it's beautiful. Honestly, like it's it's a really cool city. Like the city itself is really, really cool. Yesterday we went. So what? We've been here a couple of days. The first day we got in and we're like, okay, we're gonna go to Mount Rainier. We're gonna rent a car because we were like saw the mountains on the way in and was like, holy shit! It's like it's incredible. Like there's no beautiful. I'll send you.
They're
I'll
so
send you.
powerful.
It's
Yeah.
so cool. So we got to the hotel and we're like, yeah, let's just rent a car. We'll go up to Mount Rainier. So I'm talking to the ladies at the front desk. I was like, so what do you think? Like, what would you suggest? And they're like, well, let's. Have you checked the weather? And we're like, nah, that's not really our style. We'll like figure it out. And they're like, okay, well, let's just look real quick. It's 20 degrees at Mount Rainier right now. I was like, yeah, no, never mind. We're good. Like, they're like, it's also going to be really cloudy. So, like, you're going to get there and you're not going to see anything. I was like, so we're going to drive an hour and a half. It's going to be freezing and we're not going to see anything. I was like, yeah, no. So the first day we kind of just chilled. We walked around downtown a little bit. We got some food. And then we honestly just like, we were up at 3 in the morning to leave Chicago. So we like really just napped the rest of that first day. And then yesterday, or the second day, just, yeah, Friday. Yeah, because it's Sunday. Oh my gosh. We've already been here for 4 days. Friday, we took a ferry to Bainbridge Island, which is, it's been really, really cool. Like, just where we're situated, like, to walk from our hotel to Pike's Place Market is like a 10-minute walk. Super, super manageable. And it's like, it's really, really cool. And then we walked to the ferry, which was like probably another 10 minutes. So like 20 minutes all in. And like with the weather, with the sun out, it's like really, really nice. It's like crisp, but not cold. So we went to
Yeah.
Bainbridge and we went to this pub house, which honestly, like, I feel like since you have been getting more into beer, it's like made me just like,
Nice.
because like I've always been into craft beer, but like I feel like I appreciate it more after hanging out with you.
Oh,
Um,
that's so sweet.
so we had
Um,
so we had some good beers. We had like a kind of a weak stout, um, but we got drunk, like too drunk. So then yesterday, bro, I was in this bed all day. I don't remember the last time I was hungover, but my
yeah,
head hurt like crazy.
yeah.
I didn't leave this hotel room until like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Um, but then they came back and we went and got some food. We went to this park that had a beautiful view of the city, and we had an amazing. Oh my God, we had such good sushi last night. We had like this poke bowl.
Yeah.
Oh, the
That like
food has.
Pacific Ocean fresh fish, I bet it's
Oh
pretty
yeah.
good.
So the food has been really good. The views, yeah. So the park that we
Did our,
went to. Oh, sorry. The park that we
oh,
went
it's,
to
is
yesterday.
it, yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
Sorry.
Sorry.
The park that we went to reminded me of the park that we went to last night that had the view of downtown Seattle reminded me of the park that we went to in Rhode Island.
Oh, nice. Yeah. The
And
one where you could like see the whole city
yeah,
basically from like the ledge. That's cool.
it was really, really sick. So I gotta send you those pictures too, because I was like,
Yeah.
fuck. I was like,
We had a
hearing,
great sunset that night, didn't we?
fuck yeah, we did.
Well,
Was it?
Amy, was that the night that we ran into that guy who showed us all the pictures on his phone?
Yeah, where he was like an old he was not an old he was like a boudoir
Yeah, yeah.
photographer.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this dude showing us nudes in the middle of the park. Right.
Yeah, he was like,
Wild.
I mean, he was like kind of not even. it wasn't. I mean, it wasn't face value. It's his work, but he was like just showing us the sunset pictures. But he was like scrolling through like hella nudes all the time. It's like okay.
And they were tasteful. They were tasteful nudes. So yeah, so today, Nay's at her conference right now, and then when she gets back, I think we're gonna go get some oysters. She really wants oysters, and then probably just walk around the city some more. Like it's such a cool town.
Yeah.
And then I think we're gonna go see the Taylor Swift Eras movie tonight.
Nice.
Yeah.
I've been trying to get Sarah wants to go see it, but Connolly is a huge Swiftie as well.
Oh,
and so
yeah.
we're trying to get Connolly because she's like, it's hard to get her to do things. She just gets kind of uptight about stuff, and so
Yeah.
we're trying to convince her to go with us. I think we're gonna make it happen maybe soon. But I heard people love it.
That's what I heard. I didn't know if it was a doc or if it was like a recap of the show, but Steve said he went and saw it, and he said it's like 2 hours and some change. It's basically like going to the show again. He's like, there's some parts that they cut out, but it's basically like the concert. So I don't know.
Yeah, fair enough. I would try it. As I'm not. I mean, I'm not going to pay money to go to the concert. No disrespect. I like her music, but as Renee said the other day, like we don't deserve it because we're not real fans. So.
Bro, Nay has her hard stance on people not deserving to go to the Taylor Swift concert is so funny. She's like, why are they even there? She's like, you know how hard I wanted tickets to the Detroit show. I'm like, calm down. You went and saw it once. But right. It was really funny, her going into the concert. She's like, I'm gonna become a woman. I was like, you're already a woman. What are you talking about? She's like, this is a life-changing event. I was like, you're going to a concert. And then she came back that night and she's like, it was life-changing. I was like,
oh. Isn't Starbucks from Seattle?
Yes. So that's the other thing that I wanted to do is go see the first Starbucks. But
yeah,
I don't like coffee, so it's not like. And Renee does not like Starbucks coffee, so I'm like, we would go to take a picture. I forgot oh my god, I totally just blanked. So yeah, so Starbucks is the other thing that we're probably gonna go see. But literally just go see it. But yeah. Okay, so for the month.
Yeah.
Should we go all in on X-Men?
I'm ready for it. I need to pull up the order of movies. Are we gonna go sequence of when they were released movies, or are we gonna do mostly comics, or what are you thinking?
Okay, so I would do movies because comics is crazy. Comics is crazy. Because I've been reading the new run of X-Men for probably 3 months, and I just read one last night, and it's balancing 15 books, which is it's a lot. It's a lot. But
Sarah J. Maas.
Oh my gosh, bro. Yes. It's the Sarah J. Maas universe. But I think the 3 that you have is a good starting point, because that was my introduction to X-Men.
I liked it. I wasn't totally under the impression that it is as much of a summary as it is, because there's some panels that are clearly side plots that were one issue, and it's okay, they then defeated this chromium man or whatever, and I'm like, okay, that's cool.
Exactly. And I that's why I really like those books, because it's a good enough summary to where you're oh, this seems really fast, and all of that, almost all of that stuff happened over years, so you could dig into any of those characters, and especially reading it with the encyclopedia is I think a must, because there's so many fucking characters.
Oh my gosh, so many.
So I think
actually,
oh, what were you saying? Sorry.
I had a question, but I want to make sure let's set up our plan first, and if we have time, I'll ask my question, or we can hold it till next time.
No. Hit me with your question.
Okay, so in this, it's an origin story basically, and there's a part where I think it's Magneto's origin story. No, Yeah, I think it's Magneto's origin story because he was in like a Nazi concentration camp or something.
Yeah.
And Wolverine is already there. And I thought Wolverine was one of the X-Men. Is that like what's going on with that time sequence? If the X-Men were in a thing already?
So Wolverine is like, okay. So the main thing to understand about X-Men, which I like had to wrap my mind around to like get started, is like there it's been running for so long and so many different writers, and X-Men is like, I feel like is the most comic book of like what I've read. Like the Avengers,
Okay.
some of it like follows a logic, but like a lot of the X-Men is just like that doesn't make any sense. And it's like, well, it's a comic book. You just have to like chalk it up to comic book logic. But like Wolverine has been around for so long because he just like can't die. That's like his like he
Yeah,
he
yeah. Okay.
can die, but like he he's lived basically Wolverine has been through like every war, and
Okay.
he was like in world like him there's comics where Wolverine and Captain America are like in World War II like fighting side by side. So it's like
Okay.
he was just everywhere.
Okay.
Um
Gotcha. Okay. I'm willing to suspend my disbelief and accept that. That sounds good
yeah.
to me.
Um
Um, Sweet. So should we set up our movie schedule off screen and just ready to chat up when we are?
yeah, because I also don't know all of the movies, but I know it splits. Like there's two timelines in the movies.
Okay.
And you'll see that in the third one of the Ed Piskor books. Like it goes into a different timeline.
Oh
Um,
wow. Okay.
but
Okay.
also we like throughout the month, I caught up with Loki and I watched
Yeah.
all the Secret Invasion. I will end on this before I leave you with my question. I'm
Yeah. Yeah.
so glad that you were like, I liked Secret Invasion because through the entire thing, I was like, no, I should give it a shot. I should give it a shot. I was like, Kieran said it was good. I should give it a shot. And like watching it, that first episode, I was like, okay, this is kind of sweet. And
Yeah.
all the way through it, I was like, it was different, but I like didn't think it was bad. I definitely enjoyed it.
I think like definitely, I'll say quickly, adapted to TV format. Like you just can't do everything that the comic books have done with it, but
Yeah.
I liked I don't know. I think it set up a future in that vein that is I'm excited about.
It made me excited more for the Marvels, like just to see
Yeah, for
Nick
sure.
Fury.
For sure. All right, give me your question. We're running short
Okay,
on the
okay,
timeline.
okay. So my question for you is, kicking this month off, like, Kieran, what are you thankful for?
Oh
That's
wow, wow! What a great monthly timely question.
I think that's where we start, and this is gonna be a good month. Nice to see you,
Yeah,
bro.
I'm excited. Good to see
And
you.
I'll catch you. I'll catch you.
Sounds good.
I'm gonna text you right after this. So.